So after a slight delay, we're back here with Hooscow and going to try to continue on with what we've started. Earlier, we've talked a little bit about milk, EPD, nursing ratio, what that means. We've talked about the structure, teat and udder, feet and legs, phenotype in general. We've talked about the heifer pregnancy, EPD, and what that is, fertility. And then we've also talked about the maternal instinct. So today I want to try to dive into something. It's a Pathfinder, and kind of a neat deal that they started back in 1978, and just want to dive a little deeper into what it is. So Angus breeders back in 1978 started measuring, taking weights, performance testing, figured out that hey, we can't manage what we can't measure. And so that's kind of when the AHIR started in, and I think one of the really neat things that they came up with was the Pathfinder, and this title kind of says it all, but it's identifying high performing females since 1978. I think the old breeders were definitely onto something, and understood the importance of a good female. So as we dive into this thing, what makes a Pathfinder cow? We start right here, I guess, or bounce around here and get my mouth right. But she's got a calve on time as a first calf heifer. Calf on time, with some criteria there. Here's a big one: calve with her first calf within 30 days of the herd's average for first calving. So the herd that she's competing in, her contemporary group, however you want to say that, she's got a calve in the first 30 days of the calving season. All right, and then to take that a little bit, she's got to maintain that calving interval over time, and it's the same criteria: the herd's average, and then 365 days plus 30. Performance. What do we require that cow to do performance-wise? And she needs to maintain a progeny weaning ratio of 105. And again, that kind of goes back to our milk EPD discussion that we had a little bit earlier. But so we've got fertility, calving on time, maintaining fertility over at least 3 years, and then raise calves with a 105 average or better, right? And has to have a contemporary group of at least 5 head, and of course needs to be calves need to be sired by a registered Angus bull. But I think this is kind of a neat deal. We talk about again, these guys recognized this back in 1978 of what a good female was, and they called it the Pathfinder, and I think recognized that this was a key to success and better cattle. So one thing that I guess I want to talk about in the Pathfinder deal is that it's cows competing within their own herd, right, or their own contemporary group. So sometimes I see people get out there and they say, oh look, I've got X amount of Pathfinder cows. Well, that's just telling you what the best cows are within your herd. It's not like Pathfinder cows winning against cows from other places. It's just identifying cows that are winning the competition at their place. So, like we said, the fertility, production record, and doing it over time, good cows, and road to success and better cattle for sure. I think this is kind of a neat aspect of it here. So let's find those bulls, right, that they're making Pathfinder cows, and so when you start getting into this list, you're not going to get into younger bulls. You're going to get into bulls that daughters are at least 3 have raised at least 3 calves, right? And so this is a report that I love to go to, the Pathfinder sire list, and to me, it kind of tells you a lot. First of all, we get right here and we look at the eligible daughters, and this happens to be Sid Jin and Hans. He's got 826 daughters that are old enough to be Pathfinder daughters, and 103 of them have made it. And I don't know if that's right or wrong, or how a person should interpret that. But to me, it's not a bull's fault that he's not getting used a lot. The thing that I like to see is maybe the percentage of Pathfinder daughters that he has in production. You take just looking through some of these bulls, Bomber's got 400 possible females and 50 of them are in, right? I mean, that's greater than 10% of his daughters that are eligible to reaching that Pathfinder status, which I think's kind of a big deal. And we look at some other bulls on this list, and lots of daughters out there, and only 57 of them qualified as Pathfinder. So, again, I think we start trying to build a cow herd, and everybody talks about maternal this, maternal that, and at the end of the day, who's got the fertility, who's got the production record, who's got the maternal instinct, who's got the structure. Pathfinder's a neat deal, and look forward to seeing your comments on this little episode.